What is going on, gents? It's RPM here, coming at you with another episode of Hockey Mask Time. Now, this article was sent to me by Beta Talk 357, and it was published on the 4th of July. Bronx man charged with killing mother-in-law. A Bronx man fatally strangled his mother-in-law with a computer cord in a custody dispute over his kids, then put her body in bed and told the children that grandma was sleeping, according to police and law enforcement sources Thursday. Angel Montanez, 39, was remanded without bail on second-degree murder charges after his 10-year-old son found victim Lydia Herrera lying face up in bed inside the family's apartment on Sheridan Avenue near 168th Street in Morrisania about 8:45 a.m. Wednesday, according to authorities and court records. Herrera had an order of protection out against her son-in-law, according to court documents. His 3 children had been living with her in the Sheridan Avenue apartment. Montanez had gone over to the apartment to visit his kids, sources said. But Herrera told him he couldn't be there because of the order of protection. He began arguing with Herrera, then struck her on the head and strangled her with an HDMI cord, court records allege. After the scuffle, Montanez moved his mother-in-law to the bed and told his kids their grandmother was asleep. Police were alerted after Montanez's son went to check on Herrera and found her dead in bed. A neighbor told the Post that the children's mother had passed away just a few months ago. Now, this is very, very interesting. Why would the mother-in-law have an order of protection out against her son-in-law? And why was he not allowed to raise his children after their mother had already passed away? Gentlemen, I'm just going to give my opinion on this. Now, this guy wasn't in jail, so obviously there was no foul play on his part so far as his kid's mother was concerned. So what did he do to possibly lose custody to the mother-in-law? Now, I'm definitely going to say this. The mother-in-law, she's a piece of shit. She is. Because the fact that she had a protection order out against her own son-in-law meant she was using those kids as nothing more than living hostages. She wanted to make sure that she could have that child support money coming to her. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but it looks like that's the case. Now, let's get to the scorecard, shall we? For style and audacity, I gotta give him a 10 because he went over to her residence and he killed her there. For method of execution, an HDMI cable, yeah, that's very hands-on. So of course, he gets a 10 for that. Now, for psychological impact, I'm going to give him a 10. Why? Because his mother-in-law had a restraining order against him. Believe you me, ladies, I've always said this. Just because you get a restraining order out against your ex or your husband does not mean it is a magical force field or veil of protection that's going to automatically keep him away from you. Now, in this case, this woman stood in front of this man's children. Ladies, that is a quick way to set any rational man off, because you are standing in the way of him and his children. You are angering this man to an extreme degree. So, I'm going to give Mr. Montanez a perfect score of 30. Yes, ladies, understand this. I'm going to be crystal clear when I say this. Restraining orders, protection orders are abso-fucking-lutely, they're useless. They are completely useless. Why? Because a lot of women, once they get those protective orders, they want to try to hide behind it and say, oh, look at me. I got this restraining order against you. You can't do this. As I stated before, you're angering that man. And believe you me, an angry man is definitely more likely to put the mask on, as this woman found out the hard way. So yes, ladies, understand this and understand it well. When the power goes out, feminism and the ability to enact bullshit restraining orders will go out right along with it. That's all I got to say for this one. RPM, I am out.
Murder on my mind, yeah. Losing all my hope, yeah. I'ma do the crime, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black